Cool. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Animarathon 2017 retrospective with Soul King Brook. Or, actually, sorry, for the sake of the video, I'm going to take off my stuff. I just wanted to try out, see if I can talk with a skull mask on. And also, you know, for some recognition of, hey, Brooke, you were the guy that was at the con. What's up? But, yeah, this is just my talk about Animarathon 2017. You know, as per usual, this is just going to be mostly my personal stuff. I'm not going to go into in-depth things like guests and, you know, everything else. Because this year was a bit different for me. Because I had a few like little personal revelations that may be relevant to a bunch of other people. First off, here at the beginning, I want to establish that because, you know, I was doing Brook this year, I didn't get the opportunity to get a lot of pictures this year, unfortunately. In fact, I don't have any. So I apologize for that. So there will be no photo montage at the end of this. You know, second, it was a good year. You know, it felt a bit crowded a bit earlier in the day, about 12:30, 1 o'clock-ish. But around probably like 2 o'clock or so, like it still felt like, you know, there was a good-sized crowd for the event, but it wasn't as crowded. One of the big things was there was like a long line. When I got there about 12:30, you know, for the dealer's room. You know, but about probably quarter to 2 o'clock, you know, the line was flowing freely into and out of the dealer's room, you know, so you could go, you know, show them your badge and get in really quick and then get back out. Instead of having to wait for like, you know, an hour or so in line just to get in the dealer's room. And speaking of the dealer's room, I got a few things there. I got 3 different things. First off, I got Hellsing, the anime. For those of you who may know, I cosplay Walter C. Dornez from Hellsing Ultimate. Hellsing is a prequel. I don't know. It's pretty much another version of the, you know, anime manga story that I haven't seen, and so, you know, I saw it at the dealer's room and I wanted to get it so that I can learn a bit more about, you know, the story of the series. The second thing I got, Ghost in the Shell 2.0, a remaster of the original anime movie. I got this because they are releasing this year in 2017 on March 30th, 31st, I forget, you know, a live action version of the movie. And I plan on doing a comparison of the anime movie against the live action movie. You know, like what works, what doesn't, you know, what story elements do they change, things of that nature. Because it's an interesting thing, and, you know, going into the release of the movie, there are a lot of people who are, you know, oh my god, this movie's terrible, and like, you know, whitewashing and a bunch of other controversial topics. And on the other side, you know, there's people who are like, we'll at least give it a chance. So I want to have that, you know, because it's an interesting thing. I mean, you know, yeah, we are now seeing a lot of live action remakes of animated movies, but actually, I was going to say this is one of the first anime ones, and then I remember things like Rurouni Kenshin, and yeah, they've been doing a few live-action remakes, and those have actually been excellent, so there is a possibility Ghost in the Shell will be good, but that's for another video entirely, coming hopefully soon. And then the last thing I got was Gurren Lagann, the complete series. One of the first animes that I, you know, watched from beginning to end. You know, it was a great series. I love the characters. And yes, you know, eventually down the line I will be talking about a few characters, namely Kamina. But I really like the series and I wanted to have it in my library. Other than that, you know, the convention went well for me. I really enjoyed it. You know, it felt good. There were a lot of cool, interesting cosplays. A couple of characters from Kids Next Door. Probably my 2 favorite cosplays that I saw were the Toilinator from Kids Next Door, and a person who had Ms. Frizzle from the Magic School Bus, and she even had like a little Magic School Bus like prop that they had made, from what I can gather. It was pretty much like the size of a bread box, and it was cool and interesting, and top-notch respect to both of you, as well as the other cosplayers that I saw. But those are the two that really jumped out at me. And now I'm done with all the general stuff. Time to get into the more personal stuff for me. Some of the stuff is going to be interesting. Some of the stuff is just going to be stupid, honestly. I think there were 4 big things that I remember. The first thing was, I did unfortunately end up leaving the event early. I got there about 12:30, and I left about 4:30ish. Part of that is it's a 2.5-hour drive, but the second part of it is like I was just exhausted whenever I went to my car for a bit. Like I don't know, maybe it was just a rough week of having to work, because we were losing a person from my team this week, so we kind of had to pick up the slack for that, and we'll be doing so in the coming weeks. But also I've noticed at OhioCon specifically, and I want to say a couple of the other 3-day cons, like Saturday, something just happens to me. Like I just become drained, emotionally, socially. I don't know what it is. For those of you who do know me personally, I'm a very introverted person, so maybe it's just, the stimulus of so many people and just being a bit, honestly, socially awkward in such a large group. It can be draining, maybe, I don't know. But, I was just tired by about 4 o'clock. I went to my car really quick to drop off a few things. And, I had a second little thing that I want to talk about. As I talked about, I was broke for this event. I walked around. I got a lot of pictures for this, and actually, really quick sidetrack again. Thank you to everyone who stopped and asked for a picture, who commented on the interesting skeleton man with the shark guitar. And the one gentleman who I talked to who wants to cosplay Brooke in the future. He wants to do, the original gentleman ghost like Brooke, from Thriller Bark and before Time Skip. And I respect that. That's the way I started with Brooke. But, you hung out with me and you listened to me, quickly talk about, how I made the shark guitar or the crown, and how I got the mask off of Etsy. It's cool seeing people have that interest in Brooke, because he can be something of a challenging character, in my opinion. Also in my opinion, there are more challenging characters, like those big inflatable T-Rex suits that you're seeing a lot of on YouTube now. We had one of those there today at Animarathon, I mean. And you have fursuiters who walk around all day in very heavy, like hot fur, with big heads and such. And you have my utmost respect for doing that. Like, that's got to be a challenge. Me, I can barely handle apparently having a latex mask on my face, a giant afro on my head, a crown, and a guitar. Like, it kind of just weighed down. So I think part of that added to my exhaustion. But again, thank you to everyone who commented on, is Brooke, and wanted my picture, and were happy to see me. It really made me feel better about my cosplay, and it warms my heart, because I really love Brooke. He's a good character. He's seen some rough stuff, and to know that people, know the story and appreciate him, it's nice, like, I'm going to keep saying that forever. He deserves the love, because, he had to sit through some tough stuff. But, I think also the props and such did probably add to my exhaustion for Saturday. But, my second point, like I was going back to, and actually I think that might be point 3 now, was, I was at my car, and I was like, I could just, put away the skull thing, all the skeleton stuff, just go back in there, with my coat, and just get pictures, because that's one of the problems that I have with being Brooke at conventions on Saturdays. I'm kind of a solo operation at this point, so, like, I like being Brooke, because you get that recognition, you get that love from, like, however many people, know and like Brooke. But I also want to get the pictures of the cool cosplays, the Toilinator, Miss Frizzle, etc. But it's really hard to do that whenever you're trying to, maintain your image as Brooke. So, to that end, I bounced around the idea of, okay, I already said it, but taking off some of the stuff and going back in there. I was outside my car for a few minutes, really thinking about it. But I was just so tired, I just settled on the idea of, I'm just going to go home, I'm going to chill, relax, because I got work the next day, and I got to work on this video, and just so much other stuff going on. But with one-day cons, I will explore the idea of, being Brooke maybe part-time, and then coming back, just as a normal guy, getting good pictures of good cosplays and stuff like that. Because, I want to capture that. And currently I don't have an assistant, to really help, like, oh man, get that picture, get that picture, get that picture. But maybe if I do in the future, like, I don't know, friend or brother or something who wants to come along to these events and take pictures for me, that would be cool and helpful. So I might also reach out, more to my friends, like, oh hey, I'm going to Animarathon, and like, I'm relatively close to you, or on the way to an event, like, hey, we can go together. You can try and get some pictures for me, I can get some pictures for you, like, blah, blah, blah. That's an idea I'm going to explore in the future. I'm trying to think of the other thing. Oh, and honestly, here's a stupid little thing. I missed having my cargo pants as Brooke. So, for future cosplays, as I can, I am probably going to try working in having cargo pants. The extra little pockets are very convenient for me, and I'm used to having them because I wear cargo pants pretty much constantly now, because cargo pants are awesome. They have 2 extra pockets and they're so useful. So I might be making another pair of Brooke pants. I mean, I could have had, one of the helpful things that I could have brought with me would have been a 5-hour energy, because I was so tired. That might have helped me out. But I forgot them at home. So that might have been one of my fatal mistakes, for Animarathon this year. I don't know. But, yeah. It's a stupid little thing, but, I just like cargo pants so much. I do have a small duffel bag, that I take with me to cons and stuff. So, like, oh, hey, I hit the dealer's room. I can keep my stuff in here. But unfortunately, at the very beginning of the day, the thing broke, so I had to jerry-rig this the way it is now, and I'll fix it later. But, those extra little pockets for the small things, like an emergency water, a couple of granola bars, will go a long way for me. And, maybe if you can work in, cargo pants in your cosplays, it might be convenient for you. Like, oh, hey, I have a small 8-ounce water, or, I got a couple of granola bars, because the line at the pizza place is really long, or, the BK, or the McDonald's, or the whatever. It's just something to consider. It might not be universal, but I like the idea, and I'm probably going to explore that with future cosplays and such. Sorry, I'm just trying to do this quick so I don't run too long. But, that's all I really have to say. Animarathon was an excellent event. I feel bad for myself that I wasn't able to get pictures because I was so tired. I'm not trying to throw, my workplace under the bus with this. It's just, I'm trying to keep track of, what happened, what things I can do to make my con experiences better in the future. And, maybe address some things for you guys if you have crazy work schedules or stuff like that going on. One last quick little thing. I had to request off, vacation days for the con and then the day after to have a recovery day. Like, if you have the vacation time and you're going to a convention, I would suggest taking that extra day after the con to, recover, decompress. It's gonna help you in the long run, I think. Like, that's just a personal opinion thing. Take that as you will, and I get we don't all have that, extra bit of vacation time, but if you can take it, it might be worth doing, I would say. And now, I think, finally, with that, I can wrap things up. Animarathon, it was excellent. I do plan on coming back again next year. I'm hoping at some point to not be 2.5 hours away, maybe 2 hours. At best, I'm thinking is what I'm going to get at some point. But I do plan on coming back next year. I will probably bring Brooke again for the love that Brooke gets, and because he's one of my favorite cosplays and I want to show him off. and potentially enter the Masquerade next year. That's one of the other things that I want to do again, is now that I have a better book, I want to show it off, you know, get some more love, see if maybe I can get a novice award. That would be cool. That was a cosplay dream I had at one point, and I might look into doing it again, maybe. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I would definitely recommend Animarathon if it's within a feasible driving distance for you. And that honestly depends on you. It depends on your gas money, you know, the amount of time you want to spend driving, and just several other factors. But I think it's a nice convention. You know, really quick also, the entrance fee for students was, I want to say $7, and for non-students was $10. Also bear that in mind. Just saying. I'm not holding it against you guys. I'm just pointing out, like, for those who do not know, because entrance fees are an important thing to take into account for conventions and stuff like that. Blah. Sorry, it's hard to talk a lot and really fast. But you know, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you picked up, you know, a nice thing or two from this video. If you have any, you know, thoughts, comments, questions about Animarathon 2017, leave me a comment in the comment section below. I will also link their Facebook page and their website, so you can, you know, look into their stuff and see more information yourself. You know, if you like me talking about conventions, characters, and other crazy random stuff, you know, check out the rest of my channel. Subscribe, you know. You will know whenever I make videos and share them. I'm trying to do twice a month now. Just saying. Alright, I'm done. I'm out. So, again, thank you for watching. Have a good day. And remember, every character has a story to tell. I'm the character this time. Peace, guys.